Welcome back to the Weird and Proud Podcast. It's Sam and
James.
Drums. You guys, end of July already. Wait, yeah, this will come out when it's still July. Isn't that crazy? Summer time just flies by.
I've decided July is just like one long weekend after the 4th of July.
Pretty much.
I really do.
I've been feeling very nostalgic lately.
How
I don't
so?
know what it is. It's also this time of year. Like, I don't know. It's like end of summer-ish. I get the most nostalgic of all.
You think
year
it's
long.
like trauma for having to go back to school in the fall?
Like it is the most. It's like just like you can. The air smells like being a kid. You know.
Interesting.
I don't know.
like
it takes
that.
me back. It takes me back, and I've just been in a nostalgic mood. Like I don't know what it is. I feel like time just goes by too fast. It's too sad, especially too. Summer goes by so fast. It's one of those things that you're like,
quick.
oh my God, it's almost August. And it's like, life. Wait, no, that's life.
What
Life
did
has
you
gone
take?
by too quick. I'm in a mood. Hi, by the way. Hi, sorry. I just was jumping into that.
Weren't you going to ask me if I'm being nostalgic?
No.
I did put together a list of the top 90s karaoke songs I would do if given the chance.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you.
I think, an unsung hero of 90s karaoke songs would be Weezer.
Okay. That's amazing. Well, you know what's also a big thing right now is, people want 90s summers back. Like, bring back the 90s.
90s was I grew up at night. Talk about nostalgia. I grew up in 90s summers.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
Absolutely did.
Anyways, enough about us. Enough about me. Hello, everyone. We have a great episode for you. Lots of updates, lots of crazy things happening, some breaking news, if you will.
Really?
Kinda.
Can we skip to that? What's breaking?
You'll see. You'll find out. Stay tuned. Stay alert. And we have a good mix of some weird stories, things that I need to catch you up on that I have not talked to you about. And also we got the Italy trip set up.
Yay!
Officially. So apologies if you didn't make the list, but we have
it's done in a very fair manner though.
I try to make it as fair as possible, especially because I am doing it by myself. So
and we're not doing a bidding war, you're not doing an auction.
Right.
Which could, I mean,
no,
that'd be horrible.
I couldn't do that. But we do have the Italy trip planned out. And I think this will be the second one I'm doing. I'm feeling confident that maybe I, have another plan for later this year because there were so many people interested. So stay tuned, stay alert. Okay.
Stay vigilant.
Stay vigilant. And by the way, so I have also a podcast exclusive. And I was telling you this, James. I was like, I got to tell the podcasters.
Is this the breaking news or is this the podcast?
No, this is
exclusive?
just regular. This is the podcast exclusive.
So many things to keep straight.
So much going on. No, we'll get into the official weird things I need to talk about. But first, I was like, I need to talk about this with someone. And I was too scared to post it on Instagram because I don't know. I'm just scared that I'm going to get murdered by the Mafia.
Okay.
But you guys, I got a 1-star review from the Sicily Airbnb. Do you remember I was talking?
Oh,
okay.
We're gonna have to put you in witness protection services.
Okay, you guys. Okay, so obviously we went to Sicily. Me and my mom. You guys know. We did a whole podcast on it, and obviously it was just me and my mom. We stayed at mostly Airbnbs, and we kind of bopped around to a lot of places when we were in Sicily, and of course, I feel like for the most part, I was pretty respectful. I mean, you guys can be the judge because you guys have, for those who've watched my Instagram stories during that time, watched my posts. I mean, I really had nothing but good things to say about Sicily for the most part.
I'll let you finish and then I'll.
And, of course, there was one city, Palermo, that I did kind of shit on a little bit, but it was more just not shit on. I really was just it's just rough. It just needs some help, but it's still, we had a great time, whatever. Okay, so for Airbnb, you have up to 2 months to write a review. So that's why, we recently just got this. I just got this review, and it was for me and my mom. Like, me and my mom both booked them together. So, like, we both have these reviews now on our page. But you guys, I need to like tell you guys that this is what I got for an Airbnb review from the Airbnb that we stayed in Palermo. And that was like, again, if you remember, it was like the last city that we went to on our trip. And this is what this guy friggin' wrote. Okay. He goes, this is like on my public review. Attention, host colleagues, with great regret and sorrow, despite being a good host and giving advice on how to visit the city, Bridget and Samantha, Bridget's my mom, travel to discredit your city, the area of accommodation, and invent dangerous stories dictated exclusively by the need to create digital content and create views that could be uploaded on online platforms.
This is public. I gotta go find this.
Avoid these guests. They can only create problems for the property that hosts them. I advise these women to visit cultures other than their own without discrediting the place they're visiting. These ladies were only here for 2 days, but didn't visit the main monuments at all, did not visit the city I told them to, but limited themselves to going to places so they could discredit and invent dangerous stories. I do not recommend. They don't deserve your trust. And that is what the Sicily people wrote on my public, me and my moms. We were like, and you guys, I literally, all my posts are like, Sicily's amazing. Is this AI? Like, this is the most beautiful place we've ever been to. Like, oh my God, I love Italy. Like, I want to move here. Like, my relatives are here. And I literally maybe had put, like, there were a couple of stories, of course, where I was like stalking. Like, it's still very heavily influenced by the Mafia. There's still a lot of, work that needs to be done in Palermo, especially like the biggest city. Like, there's, it's a city.
Yep.
But I never said anything like, I mean, I don't know, but I was so upset.
I think they found a creative way to defend themselves in saying you were coming up with digital content. If anyone did the research on what you posted throughout, right? If anybody watched even just the whole Italy section of your stories, they're going to just see your version of what you do. You do humor and stuff that's said on stage. Instagram is your stage. It is a little bit of just a humorous take on something.
Right.
But I also decided to test this theory and type in to AI what areas of Italy are known for being heavy with the Mafia. Sicily is the first thing to pop up. Like, Palermo itself is mentioned. It's not like you're spitting facts. You're not.
Right. I'm not making stuff up. No. And like a lot of it was like, I would, like screenshot like things that I saw when it came to like the Mafia, like, being from, and still there's Mafia activities. It was all things I'd screenshot from online to post. Anyways,
that was
very upset.
It's a creative way for them to do that.
I showed you this before, but I didn't get to like read in detail. And I, of course, like I had to share with you guys, but I was too scared to like post my Instagram. I was scared they're going to like send people off after me. Like,
fine.
Like now I'm like scared to go back there.
I mean, we are in the highest concentration of Italians in the country right now. Yeah. This area, New York City and the surrounding tri-state area, this is hands down the highest concentration of Italians in the whole country.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're going to get got, it's going to happen. Like,
they're going to send people here.
Yeah. They'll know they're already here.
Right.
So, what's going to happen? It was going to happen.
Yeah. No. I mean, you guys, can you believe that? And that's like on my public Airbnb. I got canceled by some Sicilians. I could not believe it. I was so, and again, too, it's not like we mentioned their Airbnb. I didn't post their Airbnb. Anything. I didn't like post about the Airbnb.
Some truths about the area.
It was about the city.
Parking's a nightmare.
If anything, the park, like
it's a scary place. You didn't feel safe.
I was so upset. It's not your fault. I was so upset, and me and my mom were like, we're not even gonna respond. We're not even gonna, but like, how upsetting. And I had to tell you guys because I was like, I was scared to post it on Instagram because he's obviously watching my Instagram, but I don't know if he would listen to my podcast.
Oh, they're watching.
How terrifying, you guys. I gotta be on the lookout. So anyways, you know, if I go missing, his name is Ricardo.
That's where we'll start.
His name is Ricardo. Okay. Anyways, I needed to share that breaking news. That's a podcast exclusive because again, I'm too scared to like really post it.
You don't want to post that to the rest of the world?
No, I'm too scared. I don't want to mess with those people. Like, I'm serious.
No, probably
those
a good
people
idea.
you do not want to mess with. Also, big things that happened to us this week. So we did go to Creed.
We did.
I know we mentioned that on the last podcast. It was amazing. My God, like, just reminded me how much fun concerts are too.
Concerts are great.
There's nothing like live music, especially where we went. I know, you know, obviously you guys all probably would never go to Hartford, Connecticut, but it was this great little outdoor venue. It was the perfect night. We had our pegging shirts on, and I just went to go look at that post.
Yeah.
It has over 278,000 shares.
That's one of your records for shares?
That's gotta be. Yeah.
There's some behind the scenes data to think about when you're posting stuff what are your shares?
Yeah, I was showing him like the insights to the post just because I knew it was going to do well. And I know this is like such a vain, like stupid thing to talk about. But when we posted the shirts, I was like, I know it's going to be very shareable.
Yeah, but you loved
especially it. Especially with the whole kiss cam thing going viral. And it's just,
well, the timing was impeccable.
The timing was, you know, couldn't be better.
But also you enjoyed coming up with that joke. When you showed me those t-shirts,
God, I cried.
I've never said that's probably the hardest I've ever seen you laugh.
Oh my God. Because I just knew it was like, you know, it's people have been loving Creed lately. That's been a hot thing. The pegging thing's hilarious. The fact that I got you to wear it, your, you know, blank stare in the picture, my smile. It's like the comments are the, you know, just
it's fun. It's always enjoyable.
How just perfect the entire thing was. So Creed was amazing. And if they're in your city, you should go, even though we did realize halfway through, apparently people are saying they're not really fully Christian, you know, as like a label for their music, but they were very much, it was giving.
They're a Christian rock band.
Yeah, it was giving.
I don't
Christian
care what
rock.
Says.
It was very good.
Not that it's a bad thing.
No,
it's still good energy.
Just,
they're a great band.
I just, you know, I don't know. Well, regardless, it ended up working out. But the pegging shirts at a Christian rock concert
made it even better.
It's a lot. But anyways, that's just some updates from us, you guys. That's just what's going on in our neck of the woods. Also, by the way, speaking of neck of the woods, we do have a show coming up in Connecticut, August 9th. Coming right up. I cannot believe it's almost August. I know I keep saying that, but it's crazy.
Yeah, as if August 9th is a long ways away. It's like 2 weeks.
I know. Like, well, it was so long. You know, I feel like when I first booked it, I was like, oh, it'll be like end of summer. Wow.
And here
we are. So August 9th in Fairfield, Connecticut. Get your tickets. And then New York City too in August. SamanthaRamsell.com/events, because I don't know when we'll be performing again in this area. So get them now while you can. All right. I think it's time. Now we can get into the weird story. Sorry, I just needed to catch you guys up on
which one was the breaking
what's causing
news?
me anxiety.
Did we do the breaking news
We have
already?
not done the breaking news
Holy
yet.
cow.
But I will do the breaking news right now.
I can't handle it.
So this is breaking news. This just happened. So I think it was either Friday day, like night, or early Saturday morning when this happened. But do you remember the Dancing for the Devil documentary that we watched on Netflix about the TikTok cult?
Yes.
Where that guy who was like, had all these like TikTok dancers mostly.
Yes.
Who he was controlling, manipulating.
Yes. The name was familiar when you said it, but I couldn't remember the context, but now I do. That was a good documentary.
Yes. So that came out probably about a year ago now.
Okay.
He was officially arrested.
Thank goodness. It took that long. I thought the guy was already arrested.
No. He was still. And that was what the big, you know, like the craziest part is that all of these kids, I call them kids, but they were really still deep in it. Like there was the really like kind of most popular one, Melanie. What's her name? Yeah. Melanie Wilking. She who has like millions and millions. Like she was still posting every day like it was normal, and the family was huge in that documentary being interviewed that she won't talk to them and they're doing all these things. And so he was finally arrested, him and 6 others, for apparently sex trafficking, money laundering,
that one I can see,
tax evasion, and like a couple other things, but those were kind of like the big ones. And and now officially he's like taken into custody. And this was, of course, big over the weekend. It's Sunday when we're recording this now, but it's crazy to see what will happen and if some of these TikTokers will finally come out.
Just thank God the guy was stopped.
Right. Well, it was it's like one of those things that I think too was kind of getting out of the spotlight, for a while, because it kind of made its news round, and then I hadn't heard about it in so long. Kind of, you kind of forget about it.
I forgot about it till you said something.
And except every once in a while, I'd see Melanie, that girl,
really?
I'd see her videos on TikTok, and I'd be like, oh my God, I forgot. Like she's still like in deep in this cult. So yeah. So anyways, good news on that front. Good breaking news. So I guess, not
that was
crazy.
Important breaking news.
Well, I know we had talked about it before. I know we had talked about the documentary. It was like the hottest thing. Everyone was talking about it when it first came out about a year ago. Which if you haven't seen it,
worth a watch.
Worth a watch.
Especially now that more news will come out about it.
Right. Especially now, right, we're gonna see.
I wonder if it's gonna be on Netflix top 10 again already.
Netflix is so fast with it, which also another breaking like big true crime story, which I don't remember if we've ever talked about this case, but I think I brought it up to you. The Idaho 4 case. Do you remember talking about it, hearing about this? So this is these 4 college students who are all living in a house in Idaho. And this freak, literally this freak of a guy, he was a college student. He literally was studying criminology, and he was stalking one of the girls in the house. And they were, again, I think they were seniors in college, and he killed her and 4 of her roommates, or 3 of her roommates. And there was only like 2 surviving. I can't remember the exact number. I think it was 1 or 2 people that survived.
Heard about this.
But they gave him basically like, hey, if you plead guilty, we'll take away the death penalty and we'll just give you life in prison. And he took it. And the families are pissed because they're like, the police never talked to them about it. And they're like, we wanted the death penalty. Like, he literally brutally murdered these 4 innocent young college kids for literally no reason other than he's just psycho. And like there's all this stuff that came out that he was obsessed with true crime, so he wanted to see if he could like pull off,
get away with
the perfect murder. Like, what a freak. And anyways, the trial, technically, like the reading of his verdict happened last week, and a lot of the testimonies of the surviving family members went and like read him to filth. They got to like at least say their piece, thank God. And it's crazy. Like it's so sad. And like, what a freak. Like, it just is like, some people are freaks. Like, are you just born like a psycho, like literally a psychopath?
There's pretty good research out there on how it's developed. But there are definitely tendencies that can be fostered throughout, right?
Yeah.
And it seems to be that it's probably more nurture than nature. There's nature markers that are genes versus behavior.
Right. But like, this is one of those guys too. Like, if you look at him, you'd be like, oh, just looks, kind of like a normal guy.
I think everybody can look like a normal person.
But he didn't, from what I remember hearing, he didn't have a crazy upbringing. He had, I think he was the only kid, possibly.
Usually like, pretty common. That's a lot of times. Isolation.
Yeah.
Isolating or either self-isolating and or force isolation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be it.
But still, like the idea that you could go in and stab 4 people, innocent, young, you didn't even know them. You just were stalking, it's So sad. So sad. It's, at least they did catch him.
What do you think about the death penalty in this one?
Well, remember we were just talking about this too. Oh, the whole Ozzy Osbourne thing and how he wanted to, which RIP.
Well, that's not death penalty. That's euthanasia.
I know we were talking about
Whole
euthanasia, but
side.
death penalty. Yeah, kill him. Yeah.
I've always been fairly
lit him up.
I've always been fairly okay with the death penalty
because unless you can and this is where it's like, our system itself is maybe messed up and probably needs help with it, but like making sure like 100,000,000% that person actually did it.
That's the most important. That's the only reason I've ever edged away from it. Right. Here's the other reason.
What? Uh-oh.
No, I don't think this is an uh-oh. Now, with the inability to even begin to empathize with that family and how horrible it must feel, right?
For the
families of the parents and
of
friends
the victims,
of the victims
or of the murderer?
Of the victims, not the murderer.
Okay.
I'm not worried about. No offense, I'm not worried about his family.
Yeah.
But why I'm saying this is, what if studying this can help prevent it? Right? This, from the little bit of information you've just given me about it, this sounds very much like a more modern day created type serial
studying
killer.
Who? The murderer?
The murderer.
But studying him for a year and then kill him.
I'm okay with. But maybe longer. It could take 5 years, 10 years.
They studied a lot of these Nimrods.
But society's changed so much. And now a lot of these kids that grew up with the internet, I did not grow up with the internet. I didn't have the internet until I was almost in my teens.
Yep.
Right? A lot of these kids that have grown up with the internet from day one, this idea of and how popular true crime has always been somewhat popular, but the amount of it and the amount of information available now, how many popular TV shows are all crime based?
Yeah.
All the top ones. NCIS is one of the longest running shows ever on television, right? That's so here's what I mean. There is a new wave of potential people that will be out there that will have that this sort of thing could happen again, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Ted Bundy did a similar thing, but he didn't have the internet and he didn't do it to get away with it. This is what you've told me. Again, I can only repeat what I know. There's probably way more to it, but I think studying somebody like this is a really, really important part of society, not to take anything away from the pain that they're going through. Yes, maybe 5-10 years, death penalty might be appropriate, but I think studying something like this is important too.
Well, who knows? I don't know. I can't imagine. Because it's such a crazy thing. That's like, how can someone actually even think about doing something like that? That
you wouldn't know if you don't start looking into it.
Yeah, well, I know. That's why it's like, what happened? What happened here?
And I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just giving an alternate perspective.
Okay. Yeah, no, totally. That is fair, James. All right. Another thing that was going viral this week. So moving on from the murders. I saw this TikTok of this girl talking about how she was dead for 2 minutes and what she saw on the other side. So, of course, you hear like a lot of these stories, but
bright white light, probably some family members.
You're wrong. This is actually a very sad story, but she was giving birth and was having complications.
Oh.
Yeah. And she was pronounced technically dead for 2 minutes.
Did the baby live?
No.
God. Sorry.
She was 49 though.
Okay.
And there were some complications, not, whatever. It's a sad story, but obviously she did survive. So her name was Nicole Mewis, Meeuws, if you want to look it up. You can watch the video of her talking about it, but she said that she felt like she was pulled from her body once she kind of, officially was pronounced dead. And she said she entered a tunnel of light where she was met by blue-skinned beings.
Got the light part right.
Yeah, well, there's always a light. I mean, come on. she said it was very much like the characters in Avatar, is what she says they looked like. And she, says that she just remembers passing through this tunnel of blue and like this white light. She was like, it wasn't a beam. She was like, it felt like it was passing through like a corridor that felt alive. And, obviously she's like, it's so hard to explain it verbally, to what I was seeing and going through. But she said that the light like almost like had a temperature, and it like had like music that was coming out of it. And she, through the tunnel, then entered this space, and it was like this glowing, almost like this city. And she said it was like with luminous colors, with silver and gold and blue. And then she said, and she's been doing some paintings of it too. I'll post some of them. I can post them to Instagram so you guys can see the paintings that she was drawing. But she said she didn't feel frightened. She didn't feel scared. She said she felt like she was called home. And yeah, she felt like it was like kind of like an old, like an Avatar land, but like a city version, like Roku City.
Does she like the movie Avatar?
I don't know. She didn't say that.
My guess is she does.
That's what you're thinking. Yeah. It's a dream.
Yeah, it's similar. Brain death. There's some really interesting studies I kind of perused about brain death versus like when you're pronounced dead.
Right.
Like how the brain, there are some things still probably going on.
Yeah. That happened. But she says that there were these beings that they had these really large eyes, but they like looked kind of human, just, again, like the Avatar, like they had the eyes, they have a nose, they have a mouth. And they also had like gills on the side of their face.
Like Avatar?
Like Avatar. And she was like, they were male and female intertwined, like they didn't have a gender, and they didn't speak words, but like they could speak telepathically, which is also, I feel like, a very
alien thing.
Yeah. And yeah, she felt like she was home. She felt like she was could communicate with them. And then they told her that she, like, and I guess this could also be a way to like kind of process her trauma. But she said that was the reason that they had to take her child was for her to experience this and go and tell people about the other side.
Okay, good. No, I mean that in a good way.
Yeah, no.
Anything to be. I had when I was younger, I had an aunt and uncle that ended up losing a baby, right? Mm-hmm. So it's something when I was little, like I can't imagine what that's like.
Totally, yeah.
And while I was making light of some of the stuff there, yes, nothing's more important than her being able to find a way to process that is the most important.
But it is crazy too, like a lot of the similarities, when people tell these types of stories, it always is some sort of white bright light. There always is, some sort of beings, either they're, like you said, family, or like kind of like guardian angels in a way. But anyway, so she now has been like telling the story, and I was watching her post about it on Instagram and on TikTok, and she has all these drawings of these beings, and I'll post them. You guys can see what they look like. But I always love hearing these stories. Even, I mean, I don't love that she almost died and, her child, but
I love that she came back to life.
And these stories that she was like, it really, when you die, it is like going back home. And that was like her main, the kind of like a summary that when she came out of it was like, we don't die. It's not like a part of us ends. It's just keeps going forward. And we, technically are just going back home with the people that we love. So it's a return. She says it's a return to our actual lives. It's not an end. Isn't that beautiful?
That's lovely.
That's lovely. I thought you would love that. What do you think happens when we die, James? Tell us the science version. We just go in a hole.
Yep. Pretty much it. Throw me in a marsh.
Okay. Just die.
Oh,
that's
no.
It.
Put
it's
me
over.
in a marsh.
It's the end. James says it's the end.
Let me sink down in the marsh. Just throw me in the marsh. Let me sink down in there. Yeah, that's perfect.
Great. Anyway, so those are just some of the weird stories. I thought that was a good little mix of, of course, got to keep you updated on any of that weird cult.
That one is intriguing.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like,
that court case, I think, is something
I know
will be important.
Well, I know that's gonna be big.
It's something, obviously the idea of cults have been around a long time.
But
the internet,
social media,
this is a whole new thing that we have to be prepared for as a society. Like what precedents will be set from this? Because we also watched one on YouTube where our parents exploiting their kids on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Now that's something that you can do tastefully or not, but parents also, for 100 years, parents have tried to get their kids on TV. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Right? There's a good way to do it and a bad way to do it. Yep. Now we have to find a way to regulate that sort of thing.
Balance. Anyway, so that's all the weirdness I could find this week.
It's a lot of weirdness.
And we do, of course, have James Science Corner this week, which this was actually something that I kind of had what's the word for it? Like, not like, thoughts, prejudice against it? Not prejudice.
So many people
have misthoughts. What's the word for
prejudice? Prejudice might be powerful in this, but it's right.
But yeah, prejudice might be a little powerful. There's a lot of judgments.
That's a
misjudgments. I guess that's maybe the word. Misjudgments. What is the word I'm thinking of?
Around this entire industry we're going to talk about, there's a lot of misjudgments.
Yes. And this, necessarily isn't weird science, but I think because we have so many chicas, females who listen to this, and I was just talking about this on my Instagram, but creatine.
What were you talking about on it?
Well, I was just talking about how I've been taking it.
We're going to talk about creatine.
That's what we're going to talk about. Because when I was talking about it on my Instagram, people were like, some people mentioned you should have James talk about it on the Science Corner. And a lot of people were like, oh, I didn't want to take it because it makes me, I'm afraid it's going to make me bulky. Aren't women not supposed to take it? Isn't it just for muscle growth? Which
I wrote a lot of papers on this in college, so.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that might be a good topic for the Science Corner today, especially because you are so passionate about it. Like you were just saying, like, it's the only supplement I tell people to take.
Other than whey protein.
Whey
protein.
Okay. So bearing in mind that, of course, a lot of people who are listening to this, of course, are women, 80%. But, what do you feel like are the main benefits of creatine? I keep saying, I always want to say creatine.
How much time?
Creatine.
So
keep it, don't go crazy.
Let's start with the history.
Yeah, what is it? Talk about what is it in a very brief layman terms, James. Don't put the people to sleep.
Creatine, what is it? It's the chemical structure is tough to describe. Let's describe where it was discovered. It was discovered in the 1800s.
Yeah.
By a quote unquote food or meat scientist. He was studying meat, and that's where creatine usually is. Red meat, seafood, that's where the highest levels of creatine are found. Right. So again, people, if you talk about like the development of humans in general and the development of our brain, but also how the development of our muscle structure, eating that much meat and the creatine that came from it was probably important.
Yep.
What creatine does is it helps that most important part of the cell that we all have heard about, the mitochondria.
Oh, mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell.
Yeah, good job. Woo! High five. You remembered. It's even more important than that, though. Mitochondria is probably one of those things that I think biohackers, preserving or enhancing mitochondria is also one of the ways to keep cellular health up and cellular age down. It's one of the things that can help reverse and or slow aging, whatever word you want to use, right? Time travel is actually just slowing time down, blah, blah, blah. So when you look at what creatine does, now we can get a little nerdy because I love to, right? There's this energy compound that we call ATP. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
All right. That's adenosine that's the T phosphate. Okay. Once once the in the electron transport system in the wall, the cellular wall of the mitochondria, takes one of those T's, the triphosphate, it's the phosphoric system, and what that's doing is helping to that energy is going into the muscle from the mitochondria, right? So that's very archaic way to say it. Then it goes to ADP, adenosine diphosphate. The presence of extra creatine helps to put another phosphate group back on.
Fast
so
forward,
it goes from di to tri. This is the most fun part.
Okay, but no, seriously, no one knows what ADP or ADP.
But they
ADP
do
is a
now.
protection security company. That's all I know, or a payment company.
Now you know it's adenosine diphosphate.
Okay, well,
now, and so then what happens? So it helps to enhance, yes, muscular function. Okay. Now, when people say, "Well, does it make me bigger? Does it make me that?" Unfortunately, we're as a society, when we think about muscle make me big, women, I'll get bigger because of it. Unfortunately, no, right? Because genetics play a very important role. Well, genetics, one, to not cause too many triggers. Am I allowed to say male and female genetics? I just have to. Well, I'm sorry. No, I honor whatever people want to think, but there's males produce more testosterone and more muscle.
Right.
Females don't. Some females might have more muscle than others. Some females may not.
Okay.
What creatine is going to help you with what you have. And the more important thing, it doesn't build muscle. Everybody also thinks steroids builds muscles. What steroids does is repair muscle, right? It helps you to recover from whatever you've been doing. Now, I'm not going to talk about damage because that really doesn't exist. That's an old way of thinking. But when you do enhance your body through resistance or strength weight training, creatine will help you both be able to produce a little bit more force, now maybe stronger or maybe just better endurance, right? And then also it helps you recover better. It's not going to make you bigger and bulkier. That's determined more by your genetics and the type of lifting that you're doing than anything, right? The majority of people that do take creatine say, but my muscles felt bigger. That is water weight. Creatine also promotes more water stored in the muscle.
Oh.
So, and your muscle is just like a balloon. It can only hold so much water, but you're going to feel bigger because of it. That's one of the biggest misconceptions that I've run into with women over my 20 plus years of doing this sports. Like I was a strength conditioning coach in college and stuff is, oh, but I know I'm bigger. I can feel it against my clothes, right?
Yeah.
Women do typically wear tighter clothes than most men, right?
Of course.
For the most part. And yeah, when you feel that pressure, it doesn't always feel good. Like even if I'm wearing a shirt and I feel a little tummy bloat, right? That doesn't feel good. But you can't let that momentary, oh, I feel bigger, think that it's going to stay there forever.
Yeah.
It is hard to put on muscle. It is not an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
And that is the driver of your metabolism. If most people that are lifting weights are trying to either lose a little body fat or lose a lot of body fat or just prevent body fat from coming on too, right?
Yeah.
Muscle is the one of the best ways to do that, right? Proper diet's going to drive all of that. But creatine is not going to make you bulky. You might feel a little bit because of some water weight. And especially if you've never lifted weights before, you're going to feel a little puffiness from water coming in. I mean, it's just like when you get a bruise, your body's healing itself.
Yeah.
That's why water and white blood cells and all these nutrients are rushing into the muscle. And the muscle feels bloated and bigger, right? That's why if you get a little pump, like guys, you might go do some curls or push-ups before you go on the beach or something.
Yeah.
You want the blood flow.
So is that then why they say too with cognitive function is increased? Because
metabolic, probably back down to some form of metabolic health driven through the mitochondria. That creatine is actually starting to show, especially in older adults, the help with cognitive functioning, right?
Just because of blood flow, it helps with blood flow?
No, more so back to cellular health.
Oh, okay.
Right? Healthy cells equal healthy person.
Yeah.
Right?
Got it.
That's where omega-3s are important, right? All that. But creatine helping the mitochondria and possibly helping the mitochondria stay active and efficient for longer are going to mean a better metabolic brain system.
Interesting. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
So what about, there was a couple people who said that it can be rough on your kidneys?
Incorrect. Very old data.
People say you need to cycle.
So One, always consult your medical professional before you do something like this.
Right.
I'm just going to say that
we're
more to
sponsoring
protect
creatine.
I'm going to do that more
do we
to
work
protect
for
my
big
ass.
creatine?
There's a bunch of good ones out there. Here's the thing with creatine too. It's been a very big supplement since the 90s. It was actually it was the 92 Olympics where it really became a big thing. And then they really started producing it. There's been so much research done on it. It is one of the safest supplements that you can take.
Yeah.
Now, I ask your medical professional, do your research, make sure they've done their research. If they, not to be too snobby, but if they tell you not to take it, ask them why. What have you seen or what evidence do you have as to know why to not take it?
Yeah.
There's been a lot of research done that, like you see, wow, there's a lot of extra creatinine in the urine, right?
Yeah.
That isn't the damage caused from taking creatine. You're going to have more creatinine in your urine if you're taking creatine, but there's probably a lot of other reasons why your kidneys aren't functioning the way that they should be. From the data and research I've seen, especially recently, just because there's so much research out on it, there haven't been any really definitive proof that it does damage the kidneys.
Okay.
Everybody used to think that high protein diets also damaged the kidneys when that's kind of like now everyone's doing high protein diet.
Right. I know that is the thing. Protein. Everyone's doing protein.
Oh,
protein in everything. Popcorn, cookie. It's like overload.
And again, we've swung too far. It should be a balanced diet. We should be eating some colorful foods and some good fruits and vegetables too.
Literally, that's my brother. My brother, he eats like 3 steaks a day, and
but he has some fruit.
Yeah.
They eat some fruit.
Like he doesn't even like he's psycho. He's psycho. If you're listening to this, Ian, yeah, you're crazy. Watch your kidneys. Watch your kidneys. All right. Anything else you want to say about creatine?
I know I went longer than I should have.
No.
I'm glad you brought up the cognitive functioning because that's been a bigger one too these days.
Especially lately, that is like what people are kind of talking about, especially for women. Adult women, that it really helps with memory, apparently, with
2 to 3
depression.
Grams. Don't read the servings on your creatine. You don't need 5 grams of it. Right, a bigger male, I might need 5 grams of creatine.
Yeah.
Creatine's inexpensive too versus other supplements.
I know. Well, it's not that expensive at all.
It's been researched for so long, and there just seems to be so many benefits.
Yeah,
and it's been around so long. If there were these harsh negatives and so many people take it, you'd be seeing more people taking it that have all of this damage, and you don't. There's other ways there's worse things people are doing to damage themselves.
Yeah. That's for sure. All right. Well, thank you, James. That was very informative. I feel good about taking my creatine.
I will tell people this. If creatine as a placebo helps you to get in the gym or have a regular regimen, then go buy some creatine. But start with the foundation, right? Eat good meals. Eat your protein. Get your sleep. And have a somewhat regular fitness schedule. And if you're doing that already and you need that next level and you think you've got all that other stuff lined up, try creatine.
Yeah. Love it.
But get the foundation built first.
Love that. Thank you, James. Well, you guys, it is that time. It is that time where we say secret. It's time for secrets. Where you guys call in. Tell us something weird you've done, a weird secret that you have, a weird story, a weird job. Got a lot of weird jobs lately. And we have a couple weird things that's happened at a job. We have a little mix of things today. So again, if you want to call in and tell us a weird story, a weird secret, you can call in too.
SpeakPipe.
That's speakpipe.com/weird and proud pod. Again, speakpipe.com/weird and proud pod. All one word. All right, James, are you ready for the first secret?
Prepared.
Here we go.
Hi, Sam and James. I'm listening to the most recent podcast and just immediately had to stop to call in to share my story of working as a cashier at 15 years old. Looking back, I'm completely mind boggled of how they even let a 15-year-old man a cash register, but they did. Pretty big chain down in Florida and kind of the southern states. But anyways, it was like one of my first days on the job, and some woman came into the line with a bag of rotisserie chicken bones and demanded a refund, saying that she did not enjoy it. It was not a good chicken, and she wanted her money back. These bones were licked clean. I had no idea what to do. I just stared at her. Finally, I got a manager over, and they came, and we had to grant her request, and she got the full, I don't know, it's like $7.99 here now. I don't know what it was at the time, probably like $4. But she got a refund back for eating the chicken and bringing back the bones. So yeah, grocery stores, very, very strange places to work, and you see a lot of odd things.
I would think that's gotta be like in a rule, like in a book, like somewhere, that if you bring a bag of chicken bones already eaten,
if there isn't a rule, there is one now.
Yeah, like that you can't get a refund. That's crazy. I wonder, like, that probably was a while ago.
I want to step back for a moment and talk about the thing I love the most about this secret.
Yeah.
Is just the simplicity of it, right?
No,
Grocery
it's like
store,
an SNL skit. I feel like that's like
I love it.
Woman coming up with a bag of bones.
But it's funny. It's simple, right? There's like, I always, when I'm asking for secrets, there's always going to be great sex, pee, poop stories, all these.
Totally.
But the simplicity of this,
it's so
nobody
random.
had anything shoved up their butt. This was just a lady who says she did enjoy a chicken, and good management. Rather than create a scene, because this lady would have caused a scene.
Well, that's what I picture.
Give her another friggin' chicken.
I feel like it's probably a small town. It's like one of those grocery stores. It's not like a, big Hannaford or ShopRite or something. This is like a small, confirm if we're right, small, one, there's one grocery store in the whole town, and this is it. And, so these are loyal customers, that you're helping out.
Even if it's a bigger one, I can see them doing the same thing.
I can't imagine us going to ShopRite and being like, hey, I ate this, this chicken. It was not good, but I licked every bone dry. Can you give me a refund? There's no way. We should try it. Go to Erewhon, try to pull that shit.
I enjoy shopping at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't have to piss anyone off.
Don't poop where you eat.
Yeah, true. But that, I know, I just love like I feel like that's a small town story. There's just no way. If you do that in New York City, there's no way. You do that in Chicago, they would punch you in the face. They would literally kill you. There's no way.
Try doing that in Palermo.
Yeah. Seriously, they'll really kill you. And I just love that story. I just love like a weird, like a little story about, like
that
being
was a
cashier.
Secret.
There's got to be, when you just run into so many people like that too, like a high traffic job where you're seeing so many different types of people, all types of people. You've got to run into some characters, like the person, the last episode that was eating hamburger meat.
Yep.
Raw hamburger meat. Like that's just.
I love a good. This is great.
There are really people like that just walking out amongst us.
Grocery stores is always good people watching.
Always good people watching at the grocery store.
Watching a grocery store.
All right. This is a good one too. That about a another pet themed story. So here we go.
Hey, Sam and James. I was just listening to the new pod, and I heard the secret about the dog that went missing for 3 days. And it reminded me when I was a kid, we had a cat named Sophie. She was a beautiful Siamese cat, and she always tried to escape. So sometimes she would, but she would always come back a couple hours later when she was hungry for dinner. Well, one day she got out and she never came back. And days, weeks, months passed, and we didn't see her. So, of course, after just a couple of days, we made some flyers. We put flyers up all around the neighborhood, in people's mailboxes, and we went door to door asking everybody, have you seen our Sophie? Blah, blah, blah. Nobody saw her, and months passed. Then finally one day we get a call, and it's our neighbor 2 doors down. They have Sophie. So we rush over there. We're like, oh my gosh, thank you, you found her. And then the son lets it slip that they've had her this whole time. They've had her for about 6 months at this time. We all thought that she was dead, but no, she was just 2 houses down. These people basically catnapped her, saw our reward. The flyer said big reward, and decided, let's give her back and get some money out of it. So I'm sure my mom gave them a reward, even though now looking back on the situation, I'm like, damn, that was pretty fucked up. These people basically stole our cat. But anyways, we loved her. She was the best cat ever. So I wouldn't blame them for stealing her. But actually, never mind. I do blame them because that's fucked up. You don't steal someone's cat. Anyways, love you guys. Bye.
That is crazy. What?
She handled that well.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny is this is like a big topic on Nextdoor app.
Really?
Of people who like have outdoor cats.
Okay.
And then other people will just take it, take them in and be like, oh, I found this cat. And people are like, yeah, that's my outdoor cat. And there's, oh my God, the discussions, the posts, and the comments under it are crazy because, these, and again, I don't mean to like call people names for it, but like really cats shouldn't be going outside, especially around here. Like where we live in a city. If you live in the middle of the wood, if you live in like, suburban area, you have woods and you have space and you have a barn and you have a farm, fine, whatever. Again, you need the cat for certain reasons,
Barn cats can be important on a farm.
Totally. Fine. But like for us, when we live in a city where all their houses are right next to each other, these are super busy roads. And I feel like there's probably at least 20 cats in our little,
for sure,
2-block neighborhood that are outdoor cats.
Yep.
And, some people just think like they need to be outside. Cats live longer. Like there was one guy who was like, cats live longer outside, like, because they need to be outside. That's their animals. They're meant to be outside.
That
it's like,
can't be true.
That is absolutely not true.
No, that makes no sense.
Because the idea that, of all the different dangers of being outside, like I can't even get into it. Like most of you guys hopefully know
Foxes love house cats.
Foxes, just getting in fights with other cats, getting hit by a car, all of the predators that are out there, all of the diseases that are out there. They could eat something wrong. There's a million different reasons. Basically, their life expectancy is half of what an indoor cat is.
That makes sense.
So anyways, all that to say, that's like me going on a rant because I see these people, I'm like, I want to shake them. But that's like a huge thing that like happens around here is that people post, be like, hey, I found this cat. And then someone's like, that's literally my cat. Like, put it back outside.
Put it back outside.
Yeah. They're like, do you want to come get it? They're like, no, just leave it out. Put it outside.
It'll come home. Put it, just set it on the, set it on your yard.
Set it outside. So it's just funny. Like, I can imagine, like, if it was, like I almost freaking took the neighbors across the street's cat.
Yeah.
That orange one. Because, I'm like, I know this cat and he looked super skinny too. Not that I'm not saying that this was your situation, but it like happens, a lot,
I can tell you what would happen if I found out somebody took one of our animals and kept it. There would be physical violence.
Well, all of our cats are indoor cats. I would have to come in.
I would open hand smack somebody and you would, no, I'm going to bitch slap you.
Yeah. But no, that is crazy. The fact also that it was your neighbors, they knew your cat was missing. They knew you were looking for the cat. And the only reason
you're not
even
getting a reward and I'm pooping on your front step every week.
Okay. Tell him, James. Tell him.
Don't you touch Brewer Peach. Like,
oh my God,
that's just what I was picturing. I'm like,
no.
If somebody, if we knew that somebody,
we would hire Sicilians. We would hire the Sicilians to come after you. We get the mafia.
That's what I was thinking about. I'm like, if somebody had one of our animals that lived in the area.
No, murder.
Oh.
But, if it is an outdoor cat, like that is some of the things,
that's also the risk of having an outdoor cat.
Right. Anyone could just, but I don't know. I don't know if you even said if your cat was outdoor or not, but that's just because I've seen.
I don't think it was.
Okay.
Sophie would try to escape.
Okay.
Right? Which happens.
Yeah, totally. The little kitten that we have right now is obsessed with trying to get outside. Yeah. So it's just crazy. That happens a lot more. Got to watch out. That's another reason not let your cat outside. But also, what freaking dicks. And also the audacity. They're 2 doors down. Like, you're not going to see them every day and be like, fuck, flip them off. Oh, anyways, thank God you got Sophie back.
I'd egg the house, Sophie. Toilet paper the house.
Justice for Sophie.
Every Halloween. Yeah, can I get this address? I'll take care of this for you.
Yeah. Let us know.
These
Send us the address. We'll have the Sicilians go get them. All right. Are you ready? This secret is a little crazy, guy. All right. Here is the last secret.
Hi, Sam and James. I am calling in response to the discussion of the 2 buttholes, 2 wieners. I knew somebody, she was in my group class, my OB, when I was pregnant. And we were about 5-6 months pregnant at that point when she came in hysterical because she had started bleeding, not spotting, but full on bleeding. So they immediately sent her downstairs to the emergency department, and we all were kind of worried about her until our next group appointment, when she came in, and baby was fine. She was fine, still perfectly healthily pregnant, and she shared with all of us that she has 2 uteruses, and so one had the baby, and then the other was still receiving ovulated eggs and having a cycle, with the potential, I guess, to get pregnant, even though she was still pregnant with another child. Anyways, she was fine. Baby was fine. That was about 2 years ago now. But thankfully, she did have the cycle, because they were able to find out that she had 2 uteruses, because she was going in for a C-section anyways, a planned C-section. And so I'm not quite sure how that works, but I assume you would have to know kind of, where they were going. Imagine cutting into one part of the stomach and finding an empty uterus. So anyways, thought that was interesting. All right. Love you guys. Bye.
So we had talked about this. This was an older secret. We had talked about this a while ago. There was this weird news story about this person who she had 2 uteruses, or 2, and there was someone who had 2 buttholes or something. I don't know. This is an old one from a while back. But isn't that crazy?
It is fascinating.
Not common, but there are people out there that have 2 uteruses.
That's fascinating. I mean, I wonder. I don't know why this came into my head.
How do you even know that it was there?
Does she menstruate twice a month?
Oh, that
are they separate?
That's hell.
Are they? That's what I'm wondering. I don't know.
And how do you really? I mean, I guess maybe when you're born, they knew when she was born, but how do you find that out? Later, you're having 2 periods. You're wait, what the hell?
I mean, look, I don't know that much about how you treat a female baby up until when they become a quote unquote woman.
Right. But you really you don't go to an OB,
Yeah, you're not getting your OBGYN isn't going to know that.
No.
There's no way they can see that.
I wonder if she didn't find that out until she was pregnant.
That's what I think. That's what she said. Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
But I'm wondering about the cycle. That's the crazy thing I'm wondering.
Wild.
Because obviously it's separate. It's separate. Yeah. Well, she's having a baby.
And how it all connects down there. That's wild. I wonder if that is a genetic thing. I feel that's maybe
absolutely.
Yeah, some sort of genetic thing that happens. Crazy. Well, that's a crazy medical anomaly. I know that was one. I'm trying to go back. I'm trying to get to old ones. I'm trying to get to ones that make sense, when you reference from last podcast. So
next time we're in Philadelphia, we'll go back to the Mutter Museum.
Oh my God.
It's the museum of, it's literally a museum of medical anomalies. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly what it was.
Freaky
that was the
shit.
One request I had when we went to Philly was go to the Mutter.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Mutter. It's German, so there's 2 little things on top.
Yeah,
I don't even know what to call them. It's a colon on top of the U. Yeah.
2 little
but
thingies.
If you're around or ever going to Philly, look up the Mutter.
Yeah.
That's my weird watch for the day.
That's weird.
Yeah. You want to see weird? That's weird.
Yeah. Anyways, I loved the little mix of secrets today. If you have a weird secret or something weird you want to tell us, you can call in too.
SpeakPipe.
That's speakpipe.com/weird and proud pod. Again, speakpipe, all one word, .com/weird and proud pod. Also, make sure you're following us on Instagram. Make sure you're following us wherever you're listening to this. And if you're feeling giving, if you're in a really giving mood and you like this episode, maybe give it a 5-star.
Maybe share it with someone.
Maybe share it. Be like, hey, if you want to listen to some weirdos talk about weird shit.
If you got someone that stole your cat, Sophie, give us their address.
Yeah. Let us know. And if you're Sicilian, I didn't say
Fuck
anything.
off. No, I'm kidding.
If you're Ricardo from Palermo, lick my butthole. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I love you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I disrespected you. I'm so scared. All right, I think that's it, James. Is there anything else you want to tell the people?
Love you, weirdlings.
We love you so much. We hope you have an amazing week. We'll see you next time. Love you, weirdos. Bye.